from last year till now, you've come on leaps and bounds yourself, and it's proud to see someone from Birmingham and a female at that, coming through and making them name for themselves. Yeah. Everyone doesn't know the backstory behind it, sort of thing, and people just think that I was always there to fight Dalton. I got it on a week's notice. To be fair, it done me good, that fight, because it was on such a big platform, being on Matchroom. I got a lot of praise off of people and all that kind of stuff. I've now, since then, had 2 wins back to back with real good performances, and I've got a fight now this Saturday for the Midlands title, which is what I've been waiting for. And you learn from it then. It's like, don't let your pride and ego get the better of you, man. There's plenty of time. Do you know what I mean?
Because remember last time you had the lapel mics, innit?
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Look at that smile, man. You know what? It's always good to be back in Birmingham. And before you cuss me off, October Red Boxing here with Ishmael Ellis. It's been a minute since I've been in the DNA gym over in Sturchley in Birmingham. Apologies, but I've just been putting it about a bit.
Nah, man, you ain't got to apologise. Everyone's got to do their thing, and you know what I mean. Do you want to start again?
Yeah. No. It's natural, man.
Yeah. Apologies. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You're doing your thing, and you've. Credit to you, to be fair, man. From the last time we spoke and met up, from last year till now, you've come on leaps and bounds yourself, and it's proud to see someone from Birmingham and a female at that, coming through and making them name for themselves.
Yeah, we got to start shouting for our city, and that is probably the first reason why I'm here. I said I'd do my rounds and then come back. Do you know what I mean? When you're just like casting the net out, and then it's like, yeah, and then I always come back home. Birmingham is home. And we're going to go straight on to yourself. So what has happened since we spoke a year ago? Because this weekend, the 23rd, you've got a Midlands title shot.
Yeah. So the last time we spoke was obviously just after the Dalton fight. We were still in lockdown. So that was February. So from then till I had my first fight then in October. So from then till October, I was just ticking over and trying to find out what was going on with the boxing and all COVID and everything. I had a fight against Sean Davis, won that on points, real good show, real good display of my skills on that show. Then I had another fight in November, late November. Again, a real good show, the skills, everyone was pleased. And that's now put me in contention for the vacant lightweight Midlands shot, which is happening this Saturday.
Yeah, the Graph talked to us a little bit about that, because we spoke off camera about boxing, but I think, I don't know, the way I see it, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like it's black and white. It's like you're either in the lights, the big lights, or you're just kind of like forgotten. It's not that the boxers aren't working; they're still working, but there's no way of like pushing them out onto the forefront. How has it been since obviously being on Matchroom? Yeah, okay, the match with Dalton Smith didn't go your way, but then it's like, okay, we've got to build again. How do you deal with that and still want to do boxing?
Yeah, it's been hard. I mean, to be honest, the Dalton wasn't the hardest one. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone doesn't know the backstory behind it, sort of thing, and people just think that I was always there to fight Dalton. I got it on a week's notice. Obviously, I was like a stone and a half, a stone and 8 pounds, 9 pounds overweight. So then I had a week of literally just trying to get weight off, and then we landed down London, turned up, fought him. I was drained. I'm not saying that I would have beat him or anything, but I wanted to give him a lot more of a fight. Do you know what I mean? Because I felt like he deserved it as well, but I just didn't have the energy on the night. And it's kind of them kind of things that people don't see, which are annoying. Because it just kind of looks like you've just been beat up, and do you know what I mean? But to be fair, it done me good, that fight, because it was on such a big platform, being on Matchroom. I got a lot of praise off of people and all that kind of stuff, and it introduced me to you, so that was a good thing. The hardest thing is things like when I lost the first time to Kane, and then obviously the second time, which was just before lockdown, the Jack O'Keefe, they were both the Midlands title fights. They were the hardest ones, because that's when you've got to kind of, because not only did I lose, I kind of lost the Kane fight. All credit to Kane. I got to give it to him. He trained his hardest for that fight. unfortunately, I was ill on the day. My energy was gone. I managed to do the 10 rounds. And I was just gutted with myself that, I was ill. And really looking back, I should have pulled out of that fight, but I didn't. My pride and ego got the better of me. But, mate, I can't take nothing away from him. He came to do what he needed to do. And as the judges seen it, he put the harder work in. He was throwing the more shots throughout the fight, and he clinched it by 1 round. And then, I rebuilt myself after. That was the worst. I was sort of like, oh, man, do you know what I mean? And then I built myself back up. I got the fight against Jack. I lost that, which I was really annoyed about because everyone thought that I won. I thought that I won. There was people in the crowd that didn't know that was coming up to me like, mate, unlucky. You've kind of just got to find it within yourself, haven't you, to just be like, yo, do I just give up or do I carry on? And I ain't the kind of person that's just going to give up straight away, do you know what I mean? I kind of owe it to all my fans, and I owe it as well to Anthony, because me and Anthony met. I never wanted to box. We met in this gym. We never got on when we first met. We actually really didn't get on when we first met.
Wow.
And then we kind of grew a brotherly bond, and we get on, near enough like best mates now. Do you know what I mean? He's not just my trainer, he's my mate. We've been on holidays together, we go out for meals together, do you know what I mean? His kids call me uncle and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, I ain't going to bore everyone else. But, so we create that bond. So I feel like I kind of owe it to him. I shouldn't just be like, oh, I've lost, I'd give it up, do you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't be in the position that I am now if it wasn't next to him anyway. So, we've rebuilt after the Jack. It was a bit gutting, because we had lockdown, so there was no fights for the whole year. I had 2 last-minute fights, the Craig McIntyre and the MTK again. That was like 5 days' notice to lose like near enough 2 stone. I did it, but again, you lose 2 stone in near enough 5 days, man. You are literally a walking zombie. Then there was the Dalton Smith, but they haven't done me no wrong, because I've lost to real good competition. Who've gone on to do real good things, and they've been on 2 big platforms. I've now, since then, had 2 wins back to back with real good performances, and I've got a fight now this Saturday for the Midlands title, which is what I've been waiting for. And it's down to me now. Saturday I've got to get in there and do the job, and I've been training my arse off. I've been to Dubai. Went to Dubai in March for a week for a training camp out there at Round 10 Boxing. That was like sensational. It was like the best. Do you know what I mean? Just training in good facilities, good weather, surrounded by good people, good food. I was jogging around the marina. It was perfect. It was everything you could ask for. I was energized. And then we've come back here, hit it hard, and yeah, I'm just ready for Saturday now.
When you talk about, there's something that you touched on there, and it was like you feel like you owe it to your fans, and you feel like you owe it to Anthony, and you went back to how you first met. When does it get to the point where you start doing it for yourself?
No, I'm always doing it for myself. I'm never just doing it for the fans. So I'm just saying, I owe it to myself as well. I put the work in. So, I always says, I'm not going to be a world champion or nothing like that. I said it from the day that, do you know what I mean? And I just said I want to get to a really good level. I want to get to an English title shot. I want to try and get an English title. If I can get to a British, even better. So that was my dream. So that's what I'm working towards. So I've got to try my hardest to get to that. Until my body says, ish, look, man, we can't do it no more. Until my mind's completely battered. Or, until my lifestyle or whatever with work as well just gets to the point where I can't do them both, then I'll give it up. But until then, I'm going to try my hardest to get there. But yeah, like I say, I mean, so boxers that are coming through don't always take a loss as it's the end, because sometimes it can be a lesson, and sometimes it can be sort of a saving grace. You can learn a lot from it. I still think about my losses at times. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'll be training and you'll be like, I don't want that to happen again. And it spurs you on a bit more. And then, if you watch it back, you look back and you see things and it's like, okay. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like, the Kane fight, I should have pulled out. So I've learned, if I'm ever ill, I ain't getting in there again, because, that could have gone completely worse that night. I could have ended up in hospital. Do you know what I mean? God, I never ended up in hospital or nothing, and I came out there in good health. But you know, anyone else, couple of body shots, who knows what could have happened to me? Do you know what I mean? And you learn from it. Then it's like, yo, don't let your pride and ego get the better of you, man. There's plenty of time. Do you know what I mean?
I like that attitude, but it's like, I think it's just who you are, Ish, because not a lot of people know you're like a qualified like engineer. You've got your own business. You're not. I'm not going to say you're not short of money. I'm not saying you're rolling around in it, but you're educated and you're self-employed. But you still choose to do this. So you are running your own full-time business. I've watched your Instagram stories. I know what you're doing. I see you go out for 10 miles at 5 a.m., then go to work, then come into the gym. You know, that's dedication, that sacrifice that I think sometimes people take for granted. And after all of that, after everything, you always come back to boxing.
It's just... I've got love for the sport, and I'm one of them people, you know, I always like to have a hobby. I ain't like a couch potato. And I'm driven with my business and my work, and I'm driven with my passion for boxing. It's hard. I get up at 4 a.m. and I do my jogs before work.
Jog? 10 miles ain't no jog.
You know, I do my training and that on the road before work. I mean, a lot of people call me mad and stupid and crazy, but I'm like, man, if you want to get something in life, you've got to put the work in. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, a lot of people out there rely on the boxing for money, but if I relied on the boxing for money, I wouldn't have the things that I have around me. And I never ever think of the next month down the line, not even really the next year. I always think the next 2-3 years down the line. Do you know what I mean? When I'm done with boxing, if I pick up an injury, how am I going to make money and all that? I've got other dreams. I want to build a big property portfolio. You know, my boxing money isn't going to pay for that, so I go to work and I enjoy the job that I do. I enjoy, you know, when I says that I like to do it for the fans, I enjoy pleasing customers and, you know, doing jobs and seeing customers smile and be thankful for what I've done.
See that attitude that you've got there, and I'm going to ask you this because it's a massive, like, it's kind of like a risk then. Do you think, right, if you was to put, all right, say for example, you said, all right, business, somebody else is going to run it or whatever. If you was to put that 100%, because it's 50-50, you can't divvy yourself out 100% to both, so you're sharing it. If you was to say, you know what, 100% boxing, do you think you'd be sat here and say, oh, I'd never be a world champion? Sorry, I had to ask you that because it's like...
yeah, I think if I could give the boxing 100% and it was my day in, day out lifestyle, I definitely think I could get a lot better because I do know I've got the potential and all that. And it's just hard trying to balance everything. It takes a bit more energy out of you and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, me and Anthony have spoke about it loads of times, you know, and it's just like, man, what if you could just give it up? And I'm like, man, I'd love to be able to give up work or, you know, have a couple of lads doing my work and maybe have to just do 1 or 2 days a week just to, you know, do whatever and train the rest. It kind of hit me a lot harder this year when I was in Dubai because I was out
100% boxing,
training and just training and had that much energy when I was out there. I was performing like I was performing at my best. Do you know what I mean? And I'd get back after the training and I'd chill for an hour, have a little bit of food and water, and I'd feel like 100% again. And I was just thinking, like, man, if only I could do this day in, day out. But like I say, I've always had bigger ambitions with other things as well. So I'm always trying to think, you know, oh, what if this, what if that. So one of my biggest things is to have a nice big property portfolio so that, you know, when I'm older I can chill out a little bit more and enjoy life kind of then. So, you know, for me to have been able to go more 100% into boxing, I would have needed a bit more kind of financial backing through sponsorships and all that, but I'm not the kind of person that's going to beg for things.
I think that's a Birmingham... You know what? I'm going to have to say the same because I haven't got no sponsors. I'm running this on my own as well. And I don't know. Other cities can pipe up and say, no, we're the same. But what is it with us? We don't like to ask for help. It's almost if someone like says, "Oh, I'll try and help you," you'll almost like say, "Nah, you're all right, I'll do it myself." Or I don't know.
I think, you know, for me, it's a lot of a pride thing. I don't really want to be like, "Oh, can you do this?" You know, I wait for people to offer it to me. And I think another thing that does happen a lot in Birmingham is you help somebody out, and then they throw it kind of back in your face. You know what I mean? So you'll take a bit of sponsorship off someone, and then it'll be like, "Yeah, but remember that time?
Remember that time?
And then it's like, and the thing is, with my job, do you know what I mean? I don't want people, like, I do help people out loads, and I do loads of stuff for free and help everyone out. I just don't really want people to be like, "Oh, I'm not going to give you that sponsorship. Yo, come and do this full central heating system for me for free, and I need it done by next week." And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, well yeah, you give me that sponsorship." So I just kind of wait for people to offer it to me, and I just try and, you know, show people that I am working hard, and, you know, look, you can see me working hard. If you want to help me out in any way, you know, we can have a sit down. I can tell you how much I need or what I need, and if you can help and what you'll get back and all that. So yeah, but, you know, listen, don't take it away from, you know, everyone, all my sponsors out there: Java, Oakmore, Fortress Boxing, Birmingham Glass, Bell Plumbing. They've been behind me all from day one, and they've helped me get to this platform. Do you know what I mean? So I do have sponsors, don't get me wrong. The more the merrier and all that kind of stuff, but again, I don't like to take the mickey with them, so I just ask for help, you know, medicals and whatnot and kits, and I just ask for that. I don't really ask for no extras.
See, kind of like a really humble approach to it, but it's interesting because, you know, like you said, they help you out when they can. Sponsorships are really important for fighters because, like you said, if they do decide to give up their day job, or they might not have had one anyway, and they're dedicating their life fully to boxing, they're going to need that financial support because maybe, I don't know, their opponent pulls out. I was speaking to Cyrus Pattinson the other day, and once again, his opponent pulled out. The last one pulled out before Christmas. You're thinking, okay, you're going to get paid. No, you're not, because you haven't fought. And then it happens again. So it's like the sponsors are there almost like a fallback. They're there to like help you get through those times, or say, for example, injury, etc. You know, sponsorship really is golden. But I get it though. It's like, maybe it is a pride thing, but like you said, people can throw things back in your face, like the bit of X. I remember that time. No.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't really need to go there.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So anyway, we're going to push forward to Saturday, Midlands area belt, title area belt, which is important because it's a belt at the end of the day, and it shows a level of achievement. I know you talk about your training. You've been training hard in camp. Who's your opponent?
My opponent this time is a kid called Lewis Fielding.
Okay, and what do you know about him?
I've never sparred him or anything. I've seen him loads of times. I've seen him down the gym like when I've been sparring and stuff. He's from Tamworth. Should be a decent fight. I'm going in there to win, and I'm going in there for a knockout on the weekend.
I like that. It's kind of like definitive, isn't it? I know Anthony, he prides himself on that speed. He's one of these coaches that I'll probably say speed kills, getting there quick, getting there move. Is that the kind of style that you're bringing into this? Because you're saying knockout?
We've been working on some different stuff this fight. I'm not going to give away too much right now.
I get it.
Hopefully on Saturday people will see it. You know, we're trying a lot of it out, inspiring. It's been working.
Good.
We did it. We tried a lot of new stuff as well in Dubai, and it was paying off. And
nice
that was
one.
Against somebody who was bigger and stronger than me. And it was all paying off. I think they think I'm going to come in a certain way, but it's going to be the opposite. So I've been working on a lot. I've been training really hard, like really, really hard. And it's a bit of make or break for me, this fight, because...
What makes you say that?
I've had to build myself back up to the Midlands title shot, and if I lose, I'm going to have to build myself back up again. It's going to take another 2 years. Being the age I am now, I'm 30, 31 this year. I'll be like 33 by the time I get another chance. So it's kind of one of them, I ain't thinking of a loss, because it's not crossed my mind that I am going to lose, because I have all confidence that I am going to win this fight and that it will not go to 10 rounds. So it hasn't crossed my mind, but then I have got to then contemplate, right, do I stay at small venue shows, local, go back down to like 4 rounds and have to build myself back up? It's not really what I want to do. This is the level I believe that I'm at. Saturday night I'm going to prove it, and winning the bout will put me in the history books, and it will put me on that platform where I can say, look, I deserve to be on big show undercards. I deserve to be defending the bout on a decent venue, a decent show. And that's what I believe, that over the years, over the boxing that I've been doing, this is going to be my 18th fight. I believe that that's what I deserve and that's where I belong. It's down to me Saturday to prove that, and then once I do it, my door should open.
I like that. It's a clear path then. But like I said, you've got to have the attitude that you're going to win, because you have to. There's no room for doubt. You've just got to make sure you go in there and do what you need to do. But it's interesting, like you're saying, about the building up. We often hear about it, but say, for example, if you're a casual fan that only watches the main shows and you don't tune into the small hall, you see fighters on the main shows and then they disappear. It's not that they've stopped boxing. It's just that, like I said at the very beginning, they're not in the limelight, and they're then going back down to the small hall shows to rebuild, to try and get back up there again. It's a struggle, and I just don't think a lot of people realise the sacrifices, the emotional side. Like you said, you've been in the ring, you've been training, and you remember the losses. And I never thought about it like that. It can almost like haunt you. Losing can haunt you. And I've never done it. I've never experienced what you've experienced. So that's like shed another light on it. Like flashbacks to when you lose. It's like, oh, I don't want that to happen again. It's like a risk assessment, an automatic risk assessment building in your head for next time.
It's true, yeah. I've done a lot of sports in my life, and boxing has 100% been the hardest sport. I think it's the hardest sport out there. It's physically demanding to a different degree, and within that creates a lot of mental pressure, a lot of mental stress, which is why I think a lot of people don't end up getting very far, and a lot of people do pull out.
They fold.
Yeah, because it's just like, I can't deal with this. It's been hard, but without sounding big-headed, I'm a strong person, do you know what I mean? I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. A lot of stuff that would stop people doing day-to-day jobs and everything, do you know what I mean? I was going through a lot of bad stuff at a time that I decided, you know what, I'm going to set up and go self-employed. When, most people would be like, I wouldn't do that, that's stupid. Stay employed and stay secure. And I was like, nah, I need to take the risk.
Take risk and prosper.
I took the risk, and it's paid off massively for me. I took risk going professional with boxing, and it's paid off so far. It's hard, but man, so is life. You just got to get on with it.
Yeah, we like that. So listen, obviously you've shouted out your sponsors. I'm going to wish you all the best for Saturday night. Get the belt, get the strap, do it, and progress on. This is obviously not the first time I've been here. I think it's the second time I've been in the gym, and the first time we did a Zoom. I'll be coming back because I like to keep in contact. Like I said, the Birmingham, it's home. So all the best for you and your team on Saturday, and get that W.
Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for watching the interview. And just catch me on Instagram, team__Ellis, and just follow my little journey and catch me on Saturday night with a bout.
We like it. October Red Boxing, Ishmael Ellis. Until the next time. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing, and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.